Hi everyone, I hope you guys, this is CoinsKid. Just going to dive into Cardano right now. But once again, thank you for your continued support across the channel here. Sharing is caring. Everything you do towards the growth of CoinsKid is brilliant. Thank you very much. I really do appreciate it. I hope you have a really good weekend, okay? And I hope that wherever you are in the world, you're safe and stay strong and most importantly, stay tuned, okay? So right now with Cardano, just like every other crypto, you can see it's struggling at the moment. It's bottomed out here. This is a solid rock bottom right now, okay? This is a particular level that we can't afford to lose. You know that anyway, numerous videos that we've done, because it's back tested numerous times as support. So it's really solid. And unfortunately, like we said to you, we have fallen out of this ascending triangle right here, which was a really bullish continuation pattern that we was in. But obviously with Bitcoin correcting as it is, then obviously we've fallen out of it. You can see right now we're coming back up. You see these wicks, so it's acting as a level of resistance, because that's what happens when you fall out of a pattern and you invalidate it. You start to backtest it as support, as resistance. If you fail to get through it, then it's just confidence to the fact that you are sort of falling out that pattern and invalidating that pattern, so to speak. So at the moment, it doesn't look like we're going to get the throwback back into the pattern. We are under a level of resistance. Now look at this. The gap between these EMAs here is quite large, okay? So it's actually adding to the contribution of the downtrend. You see this because ever since you formed the bearish cross, you've been coming up, and what you've been doing, you've been hitting your head on the yellow line. Do you see that? And if you continue to do that, just like I said to you in yesterday's video, you will start to see Cardano come down to potentially retest this. But there is a particular pattern that I do want to show you for Cardano, which, you know, you could see a potential upside, bringing us back up into this pattern, creating a throwback, and then validating this ascending triangle once more to the bullish bias. For Cardano. So this particular pattern right here that we are anticipating forming, hopefully, there's another thing, you want everything's hopefully right here, because you can see when we had this correction here, we came down, we created this bottom, we started to come back up, we had a level of resistance. Do you see this? We created that level of resistance just there, and we were anticipating coming back up after another double bottom, coming back up and breaking it to the upside, which would get us back in there and potentially break out them all-time highs. Do you remember that? But obviously it failed and it broke down, and it made something called a lower high, which is contributing to the downturn. So you can see at the moment, you know, Cardano is caught in this kind of downtrend. Do you see this? Because it's failing to break this level of resistance. So what you do need to see is Cardano do something like this, break this level of resistance, get back into there like that, and then march on and validate this big ascending triangle again and create this throwback. But right now the anomaly is Bitcoin, and I've outlined this in most of the videos today, that we are targeting a 44k Bitcoin. If you want to refer to the VeChain video, just to, because it was a bit long and I don't want to particularly make this video too long for you, but Bitcoin, we are targeting a bit of a dump, to be honest with you. It does need to come down and test this particular level right here, because again, like I said to you in so many videos, the pattern is at play until invalidated away, and the pattern for the Bitcoin right here is breakdown out of his falling wedge, and that's our target down there, okay, at 43k. But we do think that Bitcoin will wick down there and then bounce back up. That's what we're anticipating, okay? So effectively, as you know, if Bitcoin continues to form this kind of pattern here, this is just basically another bear pennant. You break down at that, target. All the targets in Bitcoin have been met so far. So, you know, that would have been a fantastic short. For anyone that's following the Bitcoin videos, you know, that was a great short, and we are potentially looking at a really whopping short for Bitcoin when it comes down to there of 25%. So that's great. But I want to rest assured that this is part and parcel of Bitcoin's correction and something that it needs to do for continuation in the market, okay? The wave 4 pullback, the ABC correction that we're anticipating. So with that, what could potentially happen here is Cardano gets dragged down again. But if it doesn't get dragged down, do anticipate that it's going to come down, okay? Make a higher low, come back up and break a key level of resistance right here, because this is where you could set a nice long opportunity in there for Cardano. This particular level right here is of keen interest, because what it is, it's a level of resistance right now. I'm just going to get rid of that. This particular level right here is a key level of resistance that if Cardano can break, then you've got a really nice long opportunity there of something like that. And you could see if it could break that key level of resistance, that could bring you right back up into that ascending triangle, creating this throwback, okay, bringing you back in and validating this ascending triangle towards the bullish bias and continuing with this bull market. So that's Cardano. Do keep an eye on that particular key level of resistance, because if you do start to break it and you start to get back above it, and I'll drop that in right now for you, if you do start to break that particular level of resistance, then do go long on, do set a long trade on Cardano, because that's a nice little 13% trade there. And like I said to you, make sure you take your profit as well, but don't be greedy, because you will see it hit a level of resistance and roll back and think, well, why has it done that? So right now you've got a couple of opportunities here for Cardano. One is obviously if Bitcoin continues to correct, just stand back and let it correct, and try not to do any longs on it, because it will drag down the market with it, unfortunately. But if you do start to see Cardano come down a little bit and get a bounce here and create this higher low, then you're looking at this WW bottom that we anticipate so many times on this channel. Just like here, you've got the double M top pattern there that got broken, and the correction was carried out, which we gave you the trade in the Cardano video the other day. If it was to break, then you would see that breakdown. Target was met. Boom. So that was a great short opportunity for those of you that followed the video there. But right now you have got a potential opportunity to go long if Cardano breaks that level. So if you start seeing Cardano pick up, okay, and breaking 117, getting back above it and back testing its support, then you're looking at that price prediction up there for Cardano, bringing you up to like the $1.34 mark. But again, the anomaly, Bitcoin correcting, coming down to that particular level that we're targeting, forming that potentially another bear flag, bear pennant, which I've just shown you. Falling out of that would drag the market down with it, and potentially Cardano potentially come down to retest this low. So if you do see Cardano come down, okay, and it starts to capitulate more and starts to correct more and starts to come down, then I would anticipate that this particular low right here would be lost. Okay, and then what you'd have to do after that is target the next swing low, which is just this one here. Do you see this particular level? Because this is a swing high, okay? Once the swing high is lost, because you can see you've already tested it. You tested it, got bounced up. Do you see that? So if you start to lose this particular level at 0.98112, then do target the next swing low, which is this here, this particular level. So I'm going to drop that in for you, because I do anticipate that if Bitcoin does come down, okay, it will obviously drag the market with it. You'll see like a 20% correction across the board for the alts, okay, but Bitcoin will have something like a 10% correction. So I know it's the bearish bias, but what I'm doing, I'm just making you aware of everything that I'm seeing, okay? So this particular correction, if it does continue to play out, if it was to go something like this, create this sort of bear pennant and start to break down up here somewhere, then that would be a further 10% correction for Bitcoin. But it wouldn't be 10% for the alts. You'd be talking 20-25% plus, okay? That's why I'm saying if Cardano does break down, that would coincide with that particular level there. A breakdown target from here round about there is 20% plus. Do you see that? So that's why I'm saying if you lost this particular level as Bitcoin corrects, then do target that particular level right there for a bounce, and that is potentially where you could see Cardano bounce if it was to start to correct even more, and that's potentially where you could set some really nice bids, because I would imagine that would be the end of that correction for Bitcoin. It would bounce, it'd be supported, it'd start to pick up, and you could be looking at a whopping long trade for Cardano right there, like a recovery long trade of around 45%. If it come down, lost this support, did come down to that particular level, bounce and come back up into this sort of box here and retest this sort of ascending triangle for continuation, because I do think that once that correction's out the way for Bitcoin, we are looking at that fifth wave for Bitcoin right there, which I've targeted in many videos. So these are some key support levels which I'm showing you for Cardano, so please write them down in your notebook. If you do start to see Cardano correct and you're scratching your head where the support levels are, I've given them to you, okay, and potentially you see the bounces there, just like we had this bounce here, okay. This was a key level of support that we dropped in for you, okay. We said if it comes down, do anticipate a bounce, and you can see right now, you know, if you'd have gone long at that position, right, you're up 15%. At one point you was up on that resistance level of 18%. So that's how it works, okay. So I've given you an update on Cardano. I hope you enjoyed that update, and hope it's answered a few questions, because a lot of questions about Cardano I'm getting privately as well about Cardano, what's it doing, what's it up to, and that's basically it. So again, if it was to break down and lose that key level of support, do put some bids in there, because I do expect it to bounce off there, which is the previous swing high, okay. That's what you do, just move to the left and you'll see swing lows lost, swing highs lost, swing high is the target, and that's basically it. That's Cardano. So right now, I wish you luck. I wish you to have a continued good weekend, and I'll be back tomorrow with another update on Cardano. Take care, everyone. Bye bye.